I'm Pickles and welcome to my first episode of the new decade. It's 2020 and we're in the West Village to interview Charles Busch, the incomparable performer extraordinaire. Take it away.
And I fixed her in the eye like a mad dog. I said, Julie, you're a killer. You're a killer. When I was a 14-year-old living in South Dakota, and every time a Beatles record came out, for 72 hours, I'd lock myself in my room. We were doing comic triple lutzes, and it was 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Welcome to Pickles Playground, Charles Busch.
Well, it's lovely having you here in my little artist garret in the Bohemian Quarter.
People could know you from so many things. Two of my favorite shows of yours that have been made into movies are Die Mommy Die and Psycho Beach Party. I don't know how it is that I got you on this show. It's an honor and a privilege, and thank you for letting us chat with you. You are a legend in the theatrical community in New York City. Tell us about your new play that just opened to rave reviews, with the New York Times calling it a joy, camp heaven, and riotous.
We had done the play first at Theater for the New City.
Incredible. I did see it.
About a year and a half ago. It's called The Confession of Lily Dare, and I play Lily Dare, of course. And it starts off where she's a young girl of 16 who comes out of a convent school in Switzerland in 1906. And then the play carries her through the years as she becomes a cabaret entertainer and then the madam of a string of brothels on the Barbary Coast and ultimately kind of an old waterfront hag. And age, and it's a role that any actress would kill for, darling, just kill for.
Well, this sounds incredible. Where can we see it?
Well, Pickles, fascinating theater called the Cherry Lane Theater.
I've heard it's in the West Village.
Right in the heart of Greenwich Village on Commerce Street. The official opening is January 29th, and then we only run until March 5th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But now the thing with Renee Zellweger, now since we're just dropping names right and left, she's the one who introduced me to my first crush, Paul McCartney. But I was doing a play out in Sag Harbor. We were doing a play called The Lady in Question, a play of mine. Renee Zellweger, I guess, was spending the summer in Sag Harbor, and she came to the show, and then she's a very shy person. So she didn't come back afterwards, but the next day she sent huge things of flowers to each person in the cast. We had been reading about in the gossip columns up in Sag Harbor that she was, I guess, dating Paul McCartney at that point. The house manager said, Renee Zellweger is coming back again. Is it possible that she could be bringing Paul? Now, Julie Halston is obsessed with the Beatles. I think she was the president of the Comac Long Island chapter of the John Lennon fan club when she was 14. The house manager says, Paul's here. And I thought, do I tell Julie? So she comes out of the green room and she's in this big wig. And I say, Julie, Paul's here. And I've never actually seen this in person before, but literally through her makeup, her face turned green and she just started shaking. And she lost the power of speech. And I didn't know, like, I'm supposed to slap her. That's the thing, you slap her. And that's really not my style. So I just grabbed her by the shoulders and I said, Julie, and I fixed her in the eye like a mad dog. I said, Julie, you're a killer. You're a killer. She said, I'm a killer. I'm a killer. And we went out on stage, and later she said, her take on, she said, and Charles and I, we went out on stage and I looked out and there was Paul. And suddenly we were Torvald and Dean on ice. We were doing comic triple lutzes. And it was 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And then after it was over, again, Renee, she's very shy. She didn't come back, but Paul said, I don't know if I'm going back, So he came back by himself and was so wonderful and took pictures with every single person in the cast and the crew. And I was part of this big benefit for the Actors Fund, and it was at the Minskoff Theater. And Paul was the surprise last act on the bill, and they kept him totally sequestered. And all these people were on the bill. It Kristen Chenoweth and Audra McDonald and Patti LuPone. When it was over, they had us all convene in this big green room on top of the Minskoff Theater to meet the press. And Paul was not there, and the press had no interest in me. I was standing there in drag, feeling kind of like an asshole. I happened to be standing by the exit, and suddenly the door opened. There's Paul, and all eyes turn to him, and I'm the first person he sees. And he says, "Oh, Charles, love, it's so good to see you." And I'm sure everybody's thinking, how the hell does Paul McCartney know Charles Busch? So, I just made the most of it. And I was like, "Paul, darling, has it been a year since we last were together? I just can't believe it." And I was very gracious and saying, "Paul, you must meet Kristen and Patty, they've done wonderful things in the theater."
You might also be familiar with my brother Michael, a photographer, Michael Wakefield.
Yes. Well, no, I was a fan of Michael Wakefield's first this series.
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I watched it all the time.
He had a public access show.
Yes, for years and years.
I think he had actually originally photographed you for Outweek magazine.
Was that your brother?
That was my brother.
Yeah. He's a wonderful photographer. He's taken many pictures of me, and it's just been a great collaboration.
Didn't he also shoot a video with you? Was that something that you were singing in a bar?
Oh, yes. I was singing Those Are the Days. I guess you could call it guerrilla filmmaking.
Because I look like a gorilla?
I have quite a history with Michael, but I adore his sister. Actually, Michael did the poster for it.
Oh, the poster. Oh, yes.
It might be really my favorite picture ever taken of me.
Really?
Yeah, I love it so much.
Well, Charles, you're such an incredible storyteller. It's been wonderful having you on Pickles Playground.
Well, now I can talk about how, in the future, how I know Pickles. And we are true friends, darling.
We are.
Mwah. Do the French style. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining me here
But it's incredible.
my little home.
It's a good day when Pickles